that's triple the damages. That's what you call willful intent with malice. And I was sued for $300 million in royalties, but now since it was willfully done, that's triple the damages. So that's $900 million plus it's punitive damages and compensatory damages. So it makes it by like roughly $1 billion in royalties. That's what we were in dispute of, the royalties.
Right. It was never.
Yeah, if you go in there and you look at the court documents and the book, it was never any dispute that I wrote it. I mean, and Warner Brothers is saying in their letters that they had no source work and all of that. The original characters, they're accepted. And
Go ahead.
No, I want to say one other thing to the people. I want you to. If you pull up the Wachowskis' 94 copyright, they have no source work, nothing to prove that they wrote it. They just have simply a sheet of paper with matrix on it, and you can't copyright a title, people. That just ain't going to fly. You don't got no copyrights. Now, go ahead. Tell them, Ed.
Now, to boil the legal part of it down, what I did with the 1 minute and 45 seconds is just try to take a snapshot of the legal matter and actually show people rather than tell them. I wanted to show people. And what am I showing? What I'm showing is, and it's kind of hard to believe for a lot of people at first, given everything Ms. Stewart has said about writing a protective expression, characters, story, plot, graphics, it's a little hard for people to really accept that the Wachowskis and James Cameron actually have no valid copyrights. Okay, what does that mean? The 1 minute and 45 seconds, the first 1 minute and 45 seconds of Terminator 1, when you see the post-nuclear war, the tanks running over skulls, that whole scene of that macabre scene of post-nuclear war, the words, blah, 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 it's important to realize that depiction that you're looking at, that nuclear war, is nowhere in James Cameron's scripts, and it's nowhere in what he submitted to the Writers Guild. In other words, he's got, blueprints for a building. Let's say he built a building, a huge building. And the blueprints that he has for this building do not contain the information that it would take for the building to be built. In other words, it's absent. No post-nuclear war in his scripts. However, that post-nuclear war that you do see is verbatim out of Ms. Stewart's protected literary work that they had access to. And this is what has put them into dire straits because it's illuminated the fact that their copyright registrations are invalid because they are actually using copywritten material. Ms. Stewart's protective expression has a copyright registration number, and you cannot copyright what's already copywritten, which means that the copyright submissions of Mr. Cameron are fraudulent on a government agency. And how can I say this? How can I say such a thing? It's been proven by Mr. Cameron's own admission that he pilfered and misused the protected literary work of other writers. He's admitted it. So much so, he actually paid Mr. Harlan Ellison, who was another person who was pilfered from. A small amount of his work was taken, and he was paid about, correct me if I'm wrong, Sophia, about somewhere between $65,000 and $75,000, and a small, about $5,000 of that general number was specifically for him not to talk about it. Okay? This now, if you go in the Wall Street Journal just wrote a story on this story. You can go to Google, type up Terminator is actually a drama, February 2010. James Cameron's entertainment lawyer, Burt Fields, and to quote him directly, Burt Fields said that James Cameron never took anything from anybody. And if that was true, he would have had no reason to pay Harlan Ellison $75,000 for stealing his protected literary work.
It is so funny. Yeah.
People have those liars. And this is what this story is about. The Matrix is a black superhero story written by a black person for the benefit of black people. And this is what we got to understand. And just like everything else, what these thieves do isn't right. They don't create, thieves steal.
All the time, that's what they do. You know, you already touched it when you was dealing with media manipulation, the subliminal suggestions, you know, the all-out assault on the subconscious mind. You know, Sophia, I would like for you to expand on that, you know, because being that your work was abducted and taken like that, let's deal with that media manipulation and them subliminal suggestions that they be putting in film.
Well, I came up with medical movies. Matrix and Terminator are very metaphysical movies. They're spiritual movies in a science fiction setting. You know what I'm saying? And Hollywood, all they do is remakes and reissues and movies with storylines that have no profoundness, no deeper underlining theme or meaning. The reason why, because they are lacking what you call master writers. I mean, now they have, because of technology, the most phenomenal special effects and graphics the world has ever seen. But yet they can't write anything profound where people will come back and see it a million times. And that's how blockbusters are created, because you go back again and again and you want to see it and you want to hear again. And you want to see something you missed, or you want to hear something that you didn't hear the first time. For clarity, it just gets better as you go back more and more times. But for whatever reason, they just can't seem to do that. And I guess it's part of being a co-creator or having some creativity. And my work just offers profoundness in metaphysical movies, spirituality. You're going to gain something out of it, and you're going to want to know more, and you want to get close to the material because it has substance. And that's what I'll continue to do, because I'm getting ready to do Matrix 4. That's another thing that people need to know, that I'm going to continue the Matrix, continue the Terminators series, because Matrix 4 is going to be astronomical. I spoke with Della Reese, and I'm hoping and praying that she will be the next Oracle, because she would be very phenomenal. I have such a great presentation where Janet Jackson, she called up. She's very interested in being in it. 50 Cent, he called me because he wanted to be one of the executive producers. Another director from Matrix 2 and 3, Camille Colucci, I might be mispronouncing her last name. She called me because she was the director of photography, I think, and she wants to be a part of it. There's a lot of people. Lawrence Fishburne wanting to come back, Keanu Reeves, you know. So it is astronomical. Look what it did for Keanu Reeves' career and Lawrence's career. I mean, astronomical. Besides the money, it just gave them a global following. Now they could go into politics if they wanted to and become just like Schwarzenegger, a governor of California if they wanted to, or who knows, president in the White House like Ronald Reagan. You know what I mean? It's endless when you become a global international figure. The possibilities and the opportunities are astronomical.
Indeed.
And then I'm also want people to know that the Mandelas, who hosted the World Cup, Johannesburg, South Africa. They're interested in also being investors in Matrix 4. In fact, I'm just waiting on them to sign the contracts with Juniper Capital, Wall Street, and then Warner Brothers. They're all coming in together. What I call the Holy Trinity, the Mandelas, who wants Matrix 4 for their country, South Africa, and Juniper Capital, which is billion-dollar hedge funds, and then Warner Brothers, all who were the distributors of the Matrix. All of them coming in together is going to be astronomical for Matrix 4, a $200 million movie done in 3D fusion. See, Matrix have never, ever been in 3D. And 3D fusion is actually seeing the Matrix without the goggles or the glasses. It just jumps off the screen at you without any glasses. Can you imagine that?
That's
and
huge.
Yeah, and I have these 3 4D hologram clones that are coming to fight with Neo, and of course the whole movie won't be in 3D fusion. I thought it would be astronomical where the machines only see in 3D fusion. So whenever you see the machine seeing something, it's jumping off the screen at you.
Oh, that's crazy.
I thought that would be astronomical right there.
Yeah, that's going to be crazy.
Yeah, and then I also created some new characters in the movie. Uma, I thought Uma Thurman would be great for Sophia, the guardian angel of the Oracle, because the Oracle has a guardian angel, and I saw Uma Thurman as that guardian angel, and I saw one of the 4D hologram clones as Cole Hauser. Cole Hauser, he's been in a lot of movies. He's I think, an Academy Award nominee, and a very phenomenal actor. Can play a really good bad guy. And I saw either Gary Oldman or Tim Roth as another one of the hologram 4D clones. Because you got to realize this, only in a movie you can only have like 3. And then I saw like Janet Jackson and maybe Jaden Smith, Will's little boy, as the other machine, as the other hologram clone, as one. They would function as one, but even though they are 2 different people, but they would be able to metamorphose into other entities and state of being. Because these 4D hologram clones are phenomenal, as you can ask Ed. I mean, Ed, you can tell them a little bit about it.
I can't really go into it. We're if you guys look at the Terminators that we've seen already, there's so much evidence that suggests that the people who went out with these films, it didn't really come from them, because there are just things that stagnated, and one of those things is the development of the Terminator character. Like, it went